On this computer. Okay, hello. Welcome to our April Power Planning. We are going to knock out the big dates for April, knock out the big goals for April for your personal life and your business life. I'm actually just going to do my month with you in front of you. And I would love, especially since there's just two of us on here, for you guys to chime in at any point if you have thoughts or ideas. The first thing I always do to start my month is I have a big desktop calendar. I don't know if I'm doing a good job. That's backwards. Okay, so it's just a big giant desktop calendar. It sits in front of me, and it's so handy to have because I just keep the the big dates, I will call it, on there. So one big date, for example, is today. Happy Palm Sunday for those of you that observe. But also today is a Power Plan Zoom I didn't want to forget about. Today is also Free Credit Day. I don't want to forget about that. So those are the kinds of things I put on here, as well as like my team Zooms, my Wi-Fi Wealths. Thrive Palooza is on our calendar for the month of April. We have a local. So I'm going to go over my dates, the things that I circle or highlight, just so you guys know how I do it. And then we will go from there. I'm trying to pick a color. Purple, green, blue, orange, teal. Maybe we'll go with teal. So I already mentioned today is the second, which is Free Credit Day. So that's already marked on my calendar. We've already started that. Tomorrow, every Monday for me is a Dream Team Zoom. And in this particular downline, Mondays are crazy. So Monday morning, we have a meeting of the minds with Courtney Summers. We have my Zoom at noon. We have the lunch and grow at 12:30. We have the corporate call at 1. It's so many things. So please remember, it's okay to keep track of them all. It's also okay not to be on all of them. I know Courtney's is not recorded. Mine is recorded. The company calls, I don't believe, have been recorded, maybe one or two, but the lunch and grows are recorded. So you have options to not be on everything at once, but I like to know when things are happening just so I don't forget. Because there has been a day before where I really wanted to be on the lunch and grow, but I blanked. Like I finished my Zoom and went and ate my lunch and then like realized I had missed something I wanted because I didn't have it written down. So I always like to make sure we have those written down. Um, on Wednesdays at 8 p.m., there's a Wi-Fi Wealth. So every Wednesday, oh, yeah. And I'm actually looking, I'll throw this out. I'm looking for someone to host the Wi-Fi Wealth on Wednesday, the 19th, if anybody has availability. The next thing I like to keep track of, this is what I'm struggling to find a color for because I'm such a dork. The 5th, the 10th, the 15th, the 20th, and the 25th. Those are your auto ship days. Those are so important. So, so important. So I'm actually highlighting mine in pink and putting a little line next to it so I can say auto ship day so that I don't forget. I will tell you too, I'm a big fan of a free resource that we have in our cloud. Oops, is it in the front? Oh, no, that's my sample tracker. Hang on. I just reorganized my binder and okay. So we have in the cloud an auto ship tracker where you literally, it has the 5 dates and you can just put the names of the people who you need to stay in contact with on those dates. And so it's a really good quick reference point to go back to so that you don't forget who you need to talk to, but also we'll do it together because I want to make sure everybody knows how to do this. If you can log into your cloud, so I have my sample tracker ready, but case in point, I know a gal who used to do her shipment on the 20th moved to the 5th. So it's good that I have them written down, but it's also good that I double check. So I always go into the cloud and I go into like the where you get the whole drop down menu, go into my team, go into my customers. At the very top where it says customer number, customer name, I scroll all the way to the right and you'll see a box that says next auto ship. Actually click that box twice and it'll populate it for you by date. So just go in there and write down, like for example, April 5th, I have 2 people's names I need to write down. April 10th, I have 2 people's names I need to write down. And again, I have my sample tracker sheet and the names are already written down, but some of those names shift dates. And every month, hopefully you're adding 1 or 12 or whatever new customers to your list. So you always want to make sure you're updating that. So I like to update it at the beginning of the month, just because that's when it works best for me. So I'm gonna double check mine real quick while we're together, and you can also double check yours or start writing yours down. And again, you don't have to have the printed thing from the Cloud Office. It's just nice to have it because it's easy to read. It's clear. Where are my glasses? I can't read my phone. Okay. So I had 2 April 5ths. Teresa. Oh, and Michelle. See, I got one there I was forgetting about. Got that. 15th. Oh, 20th. I got one for the 20th. It's a good thing I did this. People have definitely changed their dates since early last month. And then the 25th. 525, 925. Okay, so now we know who's getting what when. Take these off. And so again, this is what that auto tracker or auto ship tracker looks like from the cloud. You can print it off, or you just can have a sheet of paper with the 5 dates on it that will help you keep track. Okay, so let me make sure. So important dates. So dates this year, Thrive Palooza is on the 21st and the 22nd of April. I know a lot of us we'll be leaving on Thursday and coming home on Sunday. Another very important date this month is the 27th of April. That's going to be our Lebanon local. Typically, we do them the third Thursday, but because of Thrive Palooza, Sandra thought ahead and moved it to the 27th. So you just want to make sure you have that down. So far we have our auto ship dates, our auto ship customers, Zooms that we want to keep track of, Palooza, our local. I feel like that's it. Now, please remember, those are just our business things. I want you to take a couple minutes and write down non-business things. Do you have a dentist appointment? Do you have a hair appointment? I have a car appointment that I have on here. My sister has a doctor's appointment that I'm going to drive her to on here. I have dinner with friends one night. So put those things on your calendar too, because the busier you get, it's really easy to get confused. Like someone might say, for instance, a girl asked yesterday, could we go to dinner one night this week? She threw out 2 days. And I was like, it's so easy for me then to look and be like, Wednesday night is bad for me because I have Wi-Fi Wealth at 8. So let's do Thursday. So it's just nice to have everything on one calendar. I don't know. That's just the way my brain works. I think it's good to have it all together. Now, I know a lot of you with kids and things, you'll have separate calendars and you can combine them and all that jazz. But just keep track of I call these the boulders in life. These are the big solid dates. And then we can fill in from there. Okay, so the other thing I love to do at the beginning of the month is set my dollar volume goal. And April is going to be the last month of Operation Winning, as far as we know, unless they get crazy and extend it or something. But if you guys have been paying attention, lots of people. Oh, sorry, Sandra, there's going to be another local. April 20th. Oh, okay, I'll be leaving. Shoot. Okay, but West Side Cincinnati, grab your folks, April 20th at Bridgewater Falls. So that could be Hamilton, Oxford, gosh, parts of Westchester, even anybody. Oh, at Panera. Okay, thank you. I'm excited that you guys are doing that. I'm sad I'm gonna miss it though. Oh well. So the other thing I like to do is set the volume goal. And like I was saying, so this is the last of Operation Winning. And if you've seen, a lot of people are hitting their 4K, their 12K, their 40K. Like people are hitting their bonuses left and right. And so it's just sort of this mass panic, I guess, almost that people have right now with their goals. And so I like to just peel it back and break it down. I don't know what your goal is, but you can say let's pretend that your goal is to be 12K this month. There are 30 days in April. So you're going to take $12,000, you're going to divide it by 30, and you're now looking at selling $400 a day. You and your downline, $400 a day to hit 12K. So that could be as I say easy, I don't really mean that, but the math could be as easy as that could be a $400 pack a day, right? That could be 2 to 3 new customers, however you're going to do it. So remember, it's not just you though. This is you and your team. I'm not telling you have to sell $400 a day. You and everyone below you, because to technically hit 12K, you have to have 4 active promoters under you. So between you and the 4 people under you, that's 5 people only selling 400 a day. So you see how the math gets easy. I didn't mean the activity gets easy, but the math gets easy. And so what I like to do is I like to write it out to the side that, or at the top, wherever it's appropriate on your calendar. I put my monthly goal and then I put my daily goal. And so with that example in mind, on yesterday, Saturday the 1st, our goal would have been $400. Moving forward, next coming Saturday on the 8th, on 8 days, if we sell $400, on the 8th, I would write on my calendar $3,200 because by the 8th, I need to be looking at $3,200 to be on track. Does that make sense? And then on the 15th, I would take 15 times 400 because it's the 15th day. We're shooting for $400 a day. And then I would come up with $6,000. Well, that makes perfect sense because it's halfway through the month and you need to be halfway there. But so I like to break it down at least one day a week. Some people's calendars go, mine goes Sunday to Saturday. Some people's will go Monday to Sunday. However it works for you. I just like to have one standard day a week that I know at a glance where I should be, as where the team should be for the goal. So I'm going to do that math right now and put it on my calendar. You guys can do it for yours as well if you would like. But I'm going to take my daily goal. I'm going to multiply it by the date that is Saturday, and I'm going to write that number on my calendar. All right, so now I can glance over my calendar any day of the week and have an idea of where my volume needs to be. And then on the daily power plans where people break down their rate of run, it'll show you if you'll kind of know if you've reached that point or not. All right, so far we've gotten all of our big dates for the month. We've got all of our auto ships figured out for the month. And now we have our projected rate of run. So we know what our goal is and we know what we need to do daily to get to that goal. We know what we need to do weekly to get to that goal. And we have a reference point on our calendars. So now this is where we're going to do we, whoever, we're going to do a little brainstorming because we're going to talk about our top 10 goals for the month. So I have shared my planner a million times over. I know some of you have it, some of you don't, but basically this planner has you break down your top 10 goals for the month. And then every single day you write something that gets you closer to the goal. So for example, if your goal was at the end of the month that you wanted to organize every cabinet in your kitchen, it could be as small as on Monday, you organize the silverware drawer. On Tuesday, you organize the pot and pan, whatever. You literally just keep breaking it down so that at the end of the month, you achieve this goal. So to me, it's very helpful because it keeps it from being overwhelming. So if you're looking, so again, if back to that example we had a minute ago where someone was shooting for 12K for the month and they needed to sell $400 a day, one of the goals could be $400 a day. Well, how are you going to do it? It could be you got a new customer. It could be you helped one of your promoters on your team sign up a new promoter. You could be walking a new promoter through VIP. There's lots of different ways to get to that goal. And if you do something every single day, even if in your mind it seems minor, it's there's no way to get to the goal without doing all the little things to get there. So an example I used last year was we wanted to plant some trees, but we had very specific needs for these trees. And so instead of just going to the nursery and buying trees and putting them in the ground, I literally had on my planner one day, Google trees. Next day, list out the top contenders of trees. The next day, internet search where the trees are available. Like, but here's the thing, had I not, I was going to have to do all of those things to get to where I wanted to go. So I either would have been standing in a nursery with money in my pocket, ready to buy trees, Googling things, scrambling to figure it out, or I could have already had that done. So it's just a matter of taking your big goal and breaking it down. So if your big goal is you want to hit 12K, or Sandra is saying, I want to focus on the goal of Charlie for 12K, in turn, yes, obviously in turn, her volume would be higher. So she could start, one of her goals for the month could be Charlie 12K. That could literally be one daily goal for her. And then every single day, she's going to identify something to do to get her closer to achieving that goal. So maybe on what it's today's Sunday, maybe on Monday, the goal is she's going to go through Charlie's cloud office and send an email to all of his existing promoters. Maybe on Tuesday, the goal is she's going to go through the cloud office and send a message to all of his existing customers, you know, like so on and so forth. So there's going to be something every day that she can do to get closer to that goal, right? So, and I'll just share with you the goals I've been working with the last couple of months. So my number one goal every day is to move my body. So if I move my body every day, so maybe on a Monday I take a walk, maybe on a Tuesday I do a workout, maybe on a Thursday I ride a bike, right? It doesn't matter exactly what I do. It just matters that I get to that goal every day. Fuel my body. So every day I'm making sure to add in a protein shake and to add in a salad. Like just little things, right? It seems little, but at the end of the month, if I can go back and say, wow, I had 30 protein shakes that I otherwise would have skipped, or I had 30 servings of salad that I might have only gotten 10, you see how those little increments add up. It doesn't seem big on your planner to say you're going to have a salad for the day, but when you look back at your month and you've had one every single day, do you see what I'm getting at? I like to, my goal is to read 2 books a month. Well, I have 1 chapter a day. So 1 chapter to 30 minutes, it just depends, like the books are different. One of my goals for social medias is to talk into my stories every day. And so if my goal, so every day it says talking stories, and then next to it, I will pick a topic. What am I going to talk about? Am I going to talk about a sample offer? Am I going to talk about an upcoming local? Am I going to talk about a detox product? Am I going to talk about my dogs? Right? I don't know. But if I don't plan it out, it may not happen. And then one of my goals, it just says dream. Well, it says dream team, but what it means is build a dream team. So that means build my team. So for example, it could be a team Zoom. It could be running a Wi-Fi wealth. It could be reaching out to 2 non-promoting promoters, or, you know, promoters that fell off the wagon, whatever you want to call it. Every single day I have something that will lead me back to building that goal. Every month I say 4 new customers. So every day next to that, for me particular, it says 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, because that's the basic of our business, right? But then next to that, it might say $20 off code, contact 5 people about upcoming detox group. Like I will brainstorm something to do outside of the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to get there. My next goal is dream big. And so next to that, all last month, I had money affirmations that I had written down and recorded in my own voice. And so every day to dream big, I had to do my money affirmations. You guys all know me. One of my goals every day is my QuickBooks tax prep. So every day I spend 10 minutes in QuickBooks to try to stay ahead of the game, because I absolutely 1010% hate taxes. One of my goals, and you might laugh at this, but it says have fun. Sometimes it says date night or have fun. And so I just try to make sure, because I can be kind of bad about just working all day, to have fun. So having fun could be meeting a friend for dinner. It could be going out for dinner with Tom. It could be, I don't know, just to have fun, right? You get my point. Like every day I'm like, have a little fun. And then last but not least, I have home and garden, because I will either be super anal about my house, or I would let it just fall to pieces. And so every single day I have a goal of something I want to do with my house, whether it's reorganize a closet, maybe it's, I don't know, whatever. And now that it's spring, it's all over the board because the yard is included in that. But every single day I do something to touch my top 10 goals. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, baby, I don't know. Okay, so I want you guys to brainstorm. I'm going to give you a few minutes. I want you to brainstorm on a sheet of paper. I totally am trying to sneeze, but it's not coming out. What are top 10 goals for you? So you will notice that my top 10 goals, yes, this is a business Zoom, but you will notice social media, building the dream team, and the 4 new customers a month. Of my top 10 goals, only 3 are related to my personal Lavelle business. 2 are related to my body. 2 are related to my mind. 3 are related to my mind. Sorry. 1 is related to my life, my house, my home, whatever. And then the 1 is book work, which I can't stand, which is why it has to be on my goal list because otherwise I won't do it. So think about top 10 goals. What is something that you got so today's the 2nd, we have 28 days left of April. What are some of your goals for April? Obviously, you're going to have some business goals, which we set your volume goal already when we did your rate of run. So maybe that shows up. Maybe it says 12K. Maybe it says Charlie 12K. What's going to happen? Right. And that could be and you don't have to brainstorm all of your activities yet that relate to it, but I want you to set those goals. So are you trying to learn a new skill? Are you going to sign up for a new exercise class? Are you going to dive into making reels every day? Are you going to join a Bible study or a devotional of some kind, read a new book? Like there's all kinds of things for you to do. But the beauty of setting those top 10 and then using those top 10 to come up with your day-to-day activities. It's so example, move my body, walk. So the goal is here and then the to-do list is here. So move my body, I got to go for a walk. Check. Fuel my body, drink a protein shake. Check. 2 books, I got to read a chapter. Check. So really when you start looking at your calendar, we've already, like earlier, we set those big, we know on Mondays that there's 4 to 12, it feels like Zooms that you can participate in. Well, in between doing all of those things that you're going to be doing, when can you throw in a walk? When can you read a chapter? When can you hop on and talk in your stories? When can you do your reach outs? And so your to-do list becomes your calendar basically for the day. You start to realize I'm going to be at the dentist waiting on my kid from 10 to noon. I could talk on my stories. I could do my 10 reach outs. I could do you could start to really figure out how to work your day so that you're not working all the time, that you then have time for your have fun goal, or that you then have time for your reading a book goal, right? So think about your top 10 goals and write them down. I need to write mine down. And really quick, I'll just plug this while you guys are all brainstorming. We're going to start a detox group on April 10th. So really, I would say today, like they need to order today or tomorrow. And if they're going to get it in time, because I feel like Easter, the holiday is going to kind of mess that up. I would say they'd have to order by today, maybe by yesterday. I don't know. But anyway, that's just one last throwing that out one last time for our detox group that starts April 10th. It's literally starting the day after Easter and it finishes the day before we leave for Thrivepalooza. So that's like the perfect 10 days after the holiday, before traveling. Does anybody have any questions or thoughts? Anything you want to add? Are you doing anything different for the month of April? Are you trying anything new with your goals?
I'm also focusing, some of my Hispanic promoters are underneath Charlie. So
Yeah.
I actually had a stack of, and if you have any, they're not going to do you any good if you can't read them. I have a stack of the
Spanish?
the brochures in Spanish. I can't read them dang things except for the 1, 2, 3. So I'm passing those out.
Good.
And then I'm going to be touching base with each one of my promoters. So Carolyn, get ready and find out, okay, do you want to run for the 4K? It's 10 $400 packs when you break it down like that. So when you look at the whole goal of $4,000, it can be daunting. But like they talked about the other night, if you break it down, it becomes doable. And then messaging people who've got those promo codes. What can I do to help you get your promo codes shared? That kind of thing.
I agree. Yeah, I'm anxious to see your Spanish speaking side kick back in. Because they were in for a while. I just honestly, well, so Susan has taken Spanish classes. So if you need translation, We could pull
Yeah,
sisters.
that is hilarious because I actually got my last 6 college credits in Costa Rica studying Spanish.
Okay.
And right now I can barely say hola. But I will tell you, I use Google Translate like crazy because I have so many Spanish speaking people in Bridgeport. So Google Translate is my best friend.
Okay. See, that's good to know.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Mine
You
too.
can
I have one
literally talk
promoter
about
who
what
is
you say to them, and it'll translate, and you just copy and paste that, and you can
Mhm.
communicate very well. I'm trying to get Sally Garcia though to make one of the videos like I have that says, "Okay, it's time for you to start your Thrive this morning. I want you to take these 2 capsules. I want you to do this and
Yeah.
my best tips and tricks." But I'm trying to get Sally to do it in Spanish. But she was working really hard last month to hit a bonus, so we didn't get that done.
I mean, that would be phenomenal.
Oh,
well,
absolutely.
and summer.
You could put it in your Thrive Connect and use that. Like, hopefully most of you have your own video to or written out what to tell people to do when they start their Thrive. But if you needed one in Spanish, you could always use hers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep working
on that. Spanish student. Wonder if we could even get a Spanish student of some sort to do it for us.
Summer Elias.
A Spanish what?
What Summer what now? Sandra, you go.
Summer Elias, who's on our team but hasn't been able to thrive for a couple of years with just health stuff, she is bilingual. Oh. And because her husband is Hispanic, and so she's bilingual. So I'm going to get Summer to help me to do a video, even though she hasn't been able to thrive for a little while, and because she and I are in close contact. And then also Cecilia Guevara. She's underneath somebody down in Kentucky. She's in California, and I've utilized her a lot for 3-way chat groups.
She's in our downline?
No, she's not. I met her through, I don't know where.
Oh, okay.
And she's the one who drove to Vegas to see me.
Oh, okay. I just got worried that I didn't.
No. But when I utilize her, I send her like DFTs and things like that, since she's not in my downline, just as a thank you.
Sweet. Okay. All right, guys. Well, you should have your April calendar now in front of you. You should have your big dates. You should have your Zooms. You have your auto ships. You've got your volume goal. You should have top 10 goals for the month of April that you're going to work on. And so now every single day when you look at your calendar and you look at your planner to see what you're going to be doing for the day, you take those top 10 goals, give yourself a task related to those goals every day. And at the end of the month, again, like I said, it may not seem like a lot to read 1 chapter a day, but at the end of the month, you've read 30 chapters. That could potentially be a book or 2, right? But if you say to yourself, I'm going to read 2 books this month, sometimes you're like, oh, I don't have time, but 1 chapter a day, it doesn't take that long. So same with your business. When you're like, oh my gosh, I need 4 new customers this month. Okay, well, start with 1. How are you going to do it? Do your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In addition to that, what are you going to do specifically for customers? Is it a Facebook post? Is it going live? Is it maybe a reel? Like whatever it is, write it down, make that your to-do list. And then at the end, if you literally say at the end of 30 days, you've done 30 bold posts or reels or whatever, I can guarantee you're going to have new customers that you did not have today. But if you don't, you might get a new customer, but it won't be necessarily because of consistent activity, and it's not going to repeat itself over and over. And what I want with my business is consistent activity that repeats itself over and over and over. So with that, I think that's it for the month of April. I will see you guys back here in May on a Sunday. Bye.